A few different websites recently have been compiling their most disappointing 11s of the season, and I thought it would maybe make for an interesting video to see where they'd end up if they all played for the same team. I found this 11 on 90min.com and they've got some pretty interesting selections. With Bravo in goal, which I can't really argue with to be honest, every single disappointing 11 that I've seen had him in there, so yeah, fair enough, he has been poor this season for Man City. Wes Morgan was obviously part of that Leicester City fairy tale last season and he was fantastic, as was everyone in their squad to be honest. This season though, he has definitely been disappointing. Whilst Chris Mullin was previously one of the very best players in the Manchester United squad, other than De Gea, I would say that in the last few seasons he had been the most impressive player. This season though he's been poor, so I can definitely understand why they chose to include him. Sam Byram is a young player still learning his game. I can understand why they've included him, but for me, I probably wouldn't have done. He's still young, he's still learning, and he's got a fantastic future ahead of him, or potentially does anyway. Whilst Moreno is just a bit of a liability to be honest, so it definitely makes a lot of sense to have him in there. Jack Wilshere's been out on loan at Bournemouth to try and get a bit of first team football. It's not really worked out for him to be honest though, he's suffered with injury problems once again, and I don't know what the future holds for him. Wayne Rooney is no longer the player that he used to be. He was such a fantastic footballer once upon a time. The last couple of seasons though, he has not been great, and I can't see him staying on too much longer at Manchester United. I expect him to leave in the summer. Whereabouts he's going though, I have no idea. Possibly Everton, maybe somewhere like West Ham. I'm not too sure though. Personally, I don't think he'll stay at Manchester United. Will anyone pay his wages though? That is the big question. Sissoko was absolutely awesome at the Euros last summer. He was brilliant for France. Spurs paid about 30 million for him. Since then though, he's looked more like he's worth about 30 quid. He has not been good at all. Whilst Ozil was absolutely fantastic for Arsenal last season, he provided so many assists and was one of their very best players. Comparatively though, this season he has been a disappointment. There's been talk of him leaving the club. He doesn't look all that interested in being an Arsenal player anymore. And to be honest, if I was an Arsenal fan, I probably would be quite disappointed. They would have expected a lot more from him. And this season, he just hasn't really delivered. He's been okay, but he's definitely not been great. And talking about the contrast from one season to the next, Mahrez looks like a completely different player. Last season he was awesome. He was a key part of Leicester winning the title. This year though, he has been absolutely pathetic. He has a lot to answer for to be honest. Obviously losing Conte was massive, but Mahrez not really showing up this season. That didn't help. And finally then, Daniel Sturridge was also selected by 90min.com. Back when Suarez was at the club, these two were absolutely unstoppable. These days though, Sturridge isn't that great at all. He only scored 3 goals in the Premier League, and that has to be seen as a massive disappointment. So those were the players that 90min.com chose to include. I'll leave a link in the description down below so that you can check out what they had to say about every single player. And I'll also leave a link to an article written by Squawker as well. Their 2 lists make up my squad. They had Morgan, Mahrez and Bravo in theirs as well. Other than that though, their selections were very different. They had Ramsey, Kone, Bellerin, Ibe, Janssen, Noble, Bonnie and Cresswell. So I've combined their 2 lists, put them into a FIFA squad, and let's find out what they're capable of. They're expected to reach the FA Cup semi-final and finish in the top 4. These guys are known for disappointing though, so will it happen once again? Will they underperform? Or will they come together as a unit and do quite well for Sunderland? By the way, I did put them on the Sunderland squad because I figured that it made sense to put the most disappointing players on the most disappointing team. Anyway though, if you are new to the channel and want to see more FIFA 17 experiment videos, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, leave it a like as well. Let's fast forward to January then, and let's see what Sunderland do with the most disappointing players in the Premier League on their team. Halfway through the season and the Premier League's most disappointing players have so far been quite underwhelming. They sit in 7th position. Arsenal are top even though they lost Ozil, Ramsey and Bellerin. They are top of the table, so fair play to them. And look at Watford as well. 2nd in the league. Crystal Palace are 3rd. Always do pretty well in career mode in the first half of the season, then completely fall away. So yeah, expect them to fall down the table in the second half of the season. Spurs are currently 4th. Chelsea 5th. Liverpool 6th. And as I say, the Premier League's most disappointing players are currently 7th in the league. In the bottom 3 are Bournemouth, Burnley and Hull City. Spurs have signed Cavani, so that's not a bad signing. Sanchez, Chadley and Sane have the most assists. And there's the reason why Arsenal and Watford are currently in the top 2. Anyway though, let's skip forward to June and let's see what happens in the second half of the season. As expected, Crystal Palace completely crumbled in the second half of the season and they finished up in 10th position. Still finished ahead of Manchester City though, they came 11th. Whilst the Premier League's most disappointing players finished 5th. Not bad to be honest. Arsenal won the title, Manchester United came 2nd, Watford came 3rd, and Spurs finished up 4th. Spurs not doing quite as well as they did in reality. Manchester United and Arsenal obviously doing a lot better, and Watford doing a lot better as well. And Arsenal lost Ozil, Ramsey and Bellerin, yet somehow they won the title. Those guys are obviously just holding them back. Anyway though, taking a look down the table, we can see that the relegated teams were Bournemouth, Burnley and Hull City. Hull City and Burnley only got 31 points between them. That is awful. Lanzini was the Premier League's top scorer, which is a bit of an interesting one. Sane got the most assists and Cech kept the most clean sheets. Manchester United beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final. As you might have seen there though, Chelsea knocked Arsenal out in the quarter-finals, so yeah, that might happen in reality as well. Obviously Chelsea are up against Arsenal, and in my opinion, Chelsea should win that one comfortably. And the League Cup produced some pretty interesting results. Millwall and Wolves got knocked out of the quarter-final stage, Bristol City made it to the semis, and West Brom won the whole thing. And the game wasn't too far off predicting the real-life Champions League final. Real Madrid got knocked out by Barcelona at the semi-final stage, which is a bit unfortunate. The final though went pretty much as I expected to go in reality, with the Spanish team winning 3-2. Obviously in reality the Spanish team will be Real Madrid, but I reckon it could be quite similar. And that's not a bad prediction either, with Manchester United winning the Europa League. Fair play EA, fair play. Arsenal absolutely dominated the Premier League in this experiment, and their players did pretty well for Sunderland as well, with Jack Wilshere scoring the most goals and Mesut Ozil providing the most assists. Anyway though, let's finish off this experiment with a bit of gameplay, and as the players were all playing for Sunderland, it seems only right that we should take on Newcastle. Bitter rivals, they've replaced each other, Sunderland have gone into the Championship in reality, Newcastle are back up in the Premier League. Let's get into a game and let's see how we get on. Byram's on it now then, plays that to Mesut Ozil, takes on his man. What can he do here? Turns it around him. He's gonna get pushed off it. Oh, he's got it back now though. No, he hasn't. Wilshere's on it again now then, plays that to Moreno. What can he do here? Goes past his man, he goes for goal. That is a fantastic finish. He might be disappointing in reality, but what a goal. 1-0 to Sunderland, and that was absolutely beautiful. Let's take another look at that one on the replay. I am very satisfied with that one. Wasn't expecting much from the shot to be honest, but flies into the corner of the net. And yeah, absolute peach of a strike. The celebrations were pretty long there. I thought they were going to show the replay a while ago to be honest, but here it is. Look at that. Oh, they're running at us now though. They played that across and I thought they were going to score. Matt Ritchie's on the corner now then, plays that one to the edge of the box. That was not a good delivery. Chase that one down, Sturridge. Can you get onto this one? Are they going to keep it in play? No, they're not. Matt Ritchie's on it again now then. Good tackle there, Moreno. He's been fantastic so far. Mahrez is on it now. What can he do here? Going to go past his man. Plays that on to Newcastle. Chris Smalling's on the ball now then, working his way forward. What was that challenge? That was a bit of a weird animation. Chris Smalling's still on it. Plays that one across to Wayne Rooney. What can he do here? Plays that on to Ozil. Takes on his man. Again, poor bit of play there from Newcastle. They've committed the foul. And Wayne Rooney is going to play this one short to Riyad Mahrez. Can we get a second goal? He moves that on to Jack Wilshere. And what is happening? Moreno's enjoyed a very good start to the game then. Plays that one forward to Jack Wilshere. He's working his way down the wing. Turns that back. Plays it across to Riyad Mahrez. He's going to poke that through to Daniel Sturridge to make it 2-0. Oh, he's hit the post. Unlucky, lads. Ozil's back on it again now then. Plays that one forward to Daniel Sturridge. He's going to move that forward to Wayne Rooney. He spots the run of Sissoko, but he's played it to the keeper instead. This is why you're the most disappointing players in the Premier League, because you do stuff like that. Not the best half in the world, but at least we're winning. Here comes Sam Byram now, then plays that one to Jordan Ibe, fresh on the pitch, moves that forward to Moreno. Can he get us another goal here? He goes down in the box. And I thought that was going to be a penalty. Here we come once again now then with Riyad Mahrez. He moves that one out wide to Jordan Ibe. What can he do here? Takes on his man, gets past him. He's still working his way through. I'm going to go for goal with the finesse shot. That wasn't too far off. And that's the final whistle. Bit of a disappointing game, but then again, we were using the Premier League's most disappointing players. Anyway though, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave it a like if you have done, and I'll catch you again next time.